I think that the biggest challenge is how to get the highest possible quality in the programs that we make, because on one hand we want to be open and to include as many broadcasters as possible.
Our reason of existence is to make sure that people who want to cooperate can cooperate, that they can co-produce, that they can learn from each other, that they can network, that they can become better at what they're doing.
Public broadcasters are ahead when it comes to access services, because this is a real kind of public service.
A major challenge is a financial one, that different members have very, very differing size of budgets with which to work. And time again, you hear people who've had the funding taken from their children's areas and are being asked to do more built in with the adult parts of the companies. And they now can't afford to come to these conferences, let alone produce content for us. And so they are now missing out. And some of those territories, the ones with the smaller budgets, are the ones who actually really, really need this collaboration.
It is very complicated for us to find new people to talk to when we are in terms of finding people in Spain, in Italy, and so on to discuss the possibilities of a news show in their country, and this kind of networking would be also very interesting for us to have new ways. I don't know what that could be, but probably there are other ways to get in touch with some interested people in those countries.
In the future, I don't think it will work anymore to say, oh, my show is great, just make a nice poster for it. It will more and more it will be about, okay, we have a project to do something. How could we have a marketing process from the very beginning of it?
The best time ever for documentary is probably now, because it's only public service networks that have the stamina and the power to do really important stuff. And we should really try to focus on let's say 5-6 grand ideas every year that we can do together, and we can spread it, and it can be stories that are exposed all over Europe.
The opportunities today are for fiction people all around the globe to learn to know each other on a deep level, because that's where a very good co-production starts. And I think the EBU Fiction Group networking really offers this possibility.
The EBU needs to be like the Tinder for science and knowledge, so that you can actually, meet your match, and it will be perfect and love forever.
In the future, EBU could help by also helping in transversality. We already invited Madiana. She's working in the field of VR and technology. So I think we could make things more transversal, also with different departments of EBU.
Well, EBU can help us with the lawyers who are in regular contact with the European Commission, and so the lawyers from EBU inform us regularly what's happening there, and this is a help for us to understand the legal network.
Maybe I should stress that it's very important for us that we are EBU group, and what we are already getting, it's a lot, and just to have this label of EBU helps, and it's kind of guarantee that what we will produce and deliver in the end will have a certain standard that's acceptable for most of our broadcasters.
If there was something more, I suppose it might be in terms of finding a way for their B2B somehow more regular group-wide communication during the year. And now whether that could take the form of a newsletter of sorts, something that members could input to and then could be put together and sent around to everybody. So rather than wait from one year to the next for the meetings, you can have a kind of a follow-up scenario about halfway through the year.
All those members who can't make it to the meeting, maybe always do some little memo, something that we could share for those that we invited and didn't come after the meeting.
Yeah, the thing we are struggling right now is the exchange is quite complicated. We're now on the member-to-member. We tried the member-to-member platform, which didn't work. We need one very good, easy way of exchanging our items on a very fast and quick way. And this right now didn't work very well.
Well, to be honest, I'm quite happy with EBU at the moment because I feel great support from the TV department and the media department. Right now, it's pretty low level, I'd say. It's facilitating meetings and organizing phone conferences and stuff like that. We need that as a group because if I did it, I am so bad at it, so it wouldn't be any good to use my time for that. So I'm really grateful that we can do that. And the development fund, which is also a source of good that we can use. It's a bit complicated to use the development fund. We should look into that, how we can use it in the most simple way for developing projects. So it's not blocking, but promoting development of new projects.
Well, we're a little bit a strange group because we're not a technical group. And also we're not on the content side. So we're a little bit in between. And my request would be that if people from other groups have questions, that they just ask us, because normally we know the solutions. So not only ask the group, but also ask the people who are in charge at the different broadcasters.
Alongside the two series, the ones for the slightly older children, this year we're trying to trial a documentary series for preschool, which would be great. So an opportunity to expand on the shared work that we do and into another area, another age group area would be fantastic. And I know there's a lot of interest in this. Preschool, I think preschool is my specialism. And I think that there are more similarities across the world in terms of what preschool children need than when they get a little older, where their needs become a bit more local. So to be able to help us to set up this pilot year of a documentary series would be fantastic. We talked about a drama one as well, but small steps. If we could get one extra series away, which would help and offer something to a lot of our delegates, then I think that would really increase the interest in what we do as a group.
I think when it comes to working with other groups, and especially when it comes to radio or internet, then it will be great to have a clear strategy what we want to do and how to do it, because TV people, radio people will be a little bit maybe afraid of each other because we don't know each other so very well, and what we know is that we produce in a different way, and to connect it would be brilliant.
So you countries out there who don't have children's news yet, please come and set up children's news or think about the idea. We'll come, we'll get in discussion with you, but please call us and we'll try to deal that together with you.
I think that the TV Assembly should really consider strongly how much attention they pay to knowledge and science and educational programming, because often it's not seen as the key things that gets the financing or the good slots. But from a democratic perspective, it's the most important thing that public service can do. Make sure that knowledge reaches everybody and not just those who are already being reached by public service.
What we would really need is also to have super effective web pages from the EBU, because now when I wanted to Google our agenda just to see, I thought if you ask me something about our agenda, let's look it up. And then I Googled the EBU Fiction Group, and then I got some old page. And I thought, okay, I'm motivated because I really need this paper now for this discussion. But if I would live in some country that has not been really active in the EBU Fiction Group, I don't know how many times I would try to find,
Well, that would be believe in yourselves, because EBU is really something that can have a force in the future media landscape. And I will always support the EBU, even I haven't always supported the EBU general headquarters, but I really think that the headquarters is getting to grips with it right now. So I'm really positive, and I think that the EBU should be used as a force for good in a world that is rapidly changing.
The metaphor of Connect, I think, is the Katy Perry song called Chained to the Rhythm. In the lyrics, she said, maybe we are living in a bubble and we can see the trouble of the outside world. And I think with Connect and with marketing, that's what we're trying to do, is trying to avoid public service media from living in a bubble. And the bubble is the bubble of not seeing the audience. And the bubble is also technological. It's not coping with the fast pace of the market and the new media players. So yeah, Connect to me is very like the Katy Perry song called Chained to the Rhythm.
So comfortable we're living in a bubble. So comfortable we cannot see the trouble.